Hi, welcome. Simon here, and I hope you're doing well. In this video, I'll be doing a battery replacement on an iPhone 10 or the iPhone X. And this is the battery replacement I'll be installing in just a second, and it comes in a full set like this. Okay, so the first thing you need to have is the Pentalobe P2 0.8 screwdriver, and that is a little 5 pointy screws. Pointy screw driver that you need to remove the two screws here right at the very bottom next to the charging port. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Make sure you have a good grip. Sometimes the screw can be difficult to remove due to dust being collected and kind of like stuck all around that screw, so make sure you have the right tools, the perfect tools for this removal. All right, once you have done removing the two screws at the very bottom, the next step is get yourself a metal prying tool. We are trying to go in between the phone, so as you can see that the phone LCD screen and the iPhone base is being separated by the prying tool. What I'm trying to do is to cut the adhesive all along the corner of the phone so that I can remove that LCD. The phone is water resistant. In other words, it prevents the dust from getting in as well as the water. So when you're cutting the adhesive, you probably would not have the phone being a water resistant anymore. Alright, so once you have the phone being all cut up, and you want to open it to your right, holding it at 90-degree angle because we are going to disconnect some of the cables. But before you can disconnect the cable, go ahead and get yourself a Try screwdriver or the Y screwdriver and be removing the screws here. The screws are not the same sizes, so when you're removing them, please make sure that you know where you remove and you're going to put them back accordingly. So there are 5 screws in total. Once you have removed all the 5 screws, go ahead and remove this metal bracket. Once you are done removing the metal bracket, get yourself a plastic prying tool and let's go ahead and disconnect the battery. The battery would be the third connector from the bottom, so first, second, and the third. Once you have removed the third, let's go ahead and start disconnecting the LCD screen, which is the second from the bottom, and the second LCD cable as well. Here comes the proximity sensor for your front ear speaker. We are going to disconnect that too. Alright, so please make sure that you be careful with that little sticky stuff here. It is still kind of stick onto the flex cable, so make sure when you remove it, just be very careful with that. Once you're done removing, so the entire LCD will just come right off. Now the next step is to go ahead and start pulling the adhesive. There is 4 adhesive tape, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the very first one would be on the top. If you take a closer look, you should be able to see it right there. That is the tab that we're trying to get underneath. They are very fragile and not easy to pull. So once you get a good grip with the tweezer, I like to give it a few spin to have a better grip on it and start pulling. Oops, everything is snapped. I do not have a success here. Let's see what I can do. Just need a little bit more room. Well, so far I don't have a success because the white adhesive tape is really all dried up and it's crumbled. As I try to take it apart, it looks like I'm start peeling off the battery skin. So I try not to work on that corner anymore. So once you're starting to see like the battery plastic is being poked or exposed, you should stop immediately because the battery might catch fire. So let's come back here and work on the second tab. I'm not sure why they put it so close where you can't even get in between to pull the tab. Again, this is the real deal and it's not that easy to remove them. So let me just go ahead and start get some room in between by using a plastic prying tool versus the metal. At this point here, I'm just pretty much trying to pry it up to see if I can get some extra room and start pulling the plastic. But again, the adhesive is so brittle, that means it's all dried up and it is so difficult to be pulled. So I might not even pull it. Yeah, it is not happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pry it open. There you go. That was the way I was telling you to kind of stop it, because I'm cut open that battery plastic, so it's quite dangerous. If you poke it in, it might catch us the fire. So this way to stop the process. As you can see that the adhesive tape is all dried up, so by pulling this is almost impossible. But yeah, so I'll just leave it as is. All right, here comes the new battery. Peel this thing off and just align them, make sure that it's enough room to be connected. So let me just readjust that connector. You kind of need to fold it back in. Okay, now I can go ahead and disconnect the battery. Let's reconnect the screen. So those cables, the flex cable, they're kind of like Lego. Once you have them in a position, you can easily just press it down and they will install. So do not force it in, because they are not meant to be pushed hard to be forced in. They're just kind of like Lego, so you need to make sure you have them sitting on the right angle position, and when you press it down, the thing should just go back right into it. Have the bracket come back here, realign them, get your Pry screwdriver. We'll be putting back the screws together. All right, 5 screws in total. Once you have them all installed, let's remove this one here. Okay. What I like to do is to align from the top, make sure that the top is all the way in, crunch it down and start pressing it along the side. Once you have that done, remember the 2 screws at the bottom. Let's go ahead and put them back together. And there you should have it. We just replaced the battery on an iPhone 10 or the iPhone XR. Okay, as you can see, everything works. Okay, hopefully this video is helpful. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye now.